This one?
Yeah.
It's going to be another 25 gigabytes before we finish. Right, kanpai.
No, kanpai with my water.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So we were at the cheapest restaurant in Japan. Is this all over Japan? Yeah.
SUKIYA. Everywhere?
SUKIYA.
Everywhere.
This is SUKIYA. But the food looks pretty good, huh? Look at that. What'd you get?
I've got the same shoe.
One. And she got the huge one.
Oh, yeah.
This is the salad, which is pretty sad.
Yeah, but I think if we put...
Did you get any sauce? Yeah,
I got Tabasco.
Yeah, me too.
Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu. And what is this? Miso? Miso soup. Miso soup.
And this is bread?
No.
Bread?
It's
Bread?
not bread.
Kitsune.
What's it called? I forgot. What is it called?
Aburage.
Aburage. So. God.
What's that kitsune udon something?
それがでっかいやつね。
これ入ってるでしょ？同じやつ。で、
すごい黄色くない？
That's good.
Oh, this is good. This is actually pretty good soup.
Yeah. You know what I'm thinking? I could probably connect this to the table here. And then there. So as you're putting things in your mouth.
This is now. What's that called? Mukbang?
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 Mukbang.
Have you made any of those?
No. You know what? If I just didn't eat for 1 week, you could do it. You wouldn't want to do it because you'll get fat. Like super.
Immediately.
And throw up.
There is some of those, some YouTube, like, there's some pretty thin people, right? Like, they're doing it. And it's like, what do you do when you're not filming to keep the weight off? You must be running a marathon.
There's one guy named something avocado. I forgot what his name.
Not. I thought you were going to talk about Eric the Electric.
I don't know.
He does.
But he was. I didn't know this, but he was apparently. I saw a picture of him playing the violin, and he was thin. And about 3 years later, he's obese and rich from making these kind of videos. Well, I assume.
Well,
but
if you're gonna get obese,
one of his things is he cries as he eats.
Oh.
Cries?
What? And people like watching it?
Tabasco. Oh, right in my nose.
Oh, yeah, it's good. Very good. You can't go wrong. There's cheese, there's beef, there's rice.
So this is about $10.
Yeah.
And to give you an idea, can you hold up one of those beer bottles? That was 420 yen, which is $4.
This is Tabasco for size reference. It's about two Tabascos in height. And,
what is it? 350 milliliters?
500, isn't it?
500?
Is it? Yeah, 500.
Oh, of course. I thought it was. I thought you were getting it to 350 for the price. It's so cheap.
Yeah, right. You think you're going to get a can for that price? I've got cheese all over my fingers. They got a shibori around here?
Sorry. That's probably very unhygienic of me to just hand you.
Oh, well, it's probably unhygienic of me to take it and use it, but here we are.
You should use spoon in there. You want to use it? No?
Oh no, I just it's fine to eat. I just
Can you use chopsticks?
I'm getting there. It's only been 8 years of daily use, but it's getting to a point where I
almost.
At first, of course, I was holding them like this.
I was just using my hands.
As an ignorant Westerner. But I've learned that you're supposed to keep them in one hand.
How much sarcasm does Alice understand?
I don't know.
Cousin?
0.
Sarcasm.
Sarcasm. Do you know? Sarcasm. It's a kind of.
Hiniku.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
Hiniku? Cynical?
Well, it's more friendly than cynical.
Like if I said,
like if it, it's extremely common in British humor.
Yes. A lot of Japanese like to think that the Brits are gentlemen. But their humor can be pretty cruel.
They just mean secretly.
Secretly.
Americans, I think, are much more honest. The British people are more straight.
I'm from, well, I'm not really, but I like to consider myself a New Yorker. And we're infamous for being not friendly, but helpful when necessary. So we'll save your ass, but we won't say hello.
So if someone asks you where's the Statue of Liberty, you will tell them, but you call them an idiot.
Yeah.
So over there, isn't it? We'll go back to Jersey.
But generally speaking, if you need help, we try to be, well, New Yorkers, I should say they, not me.
How long did you live in New York for?
7 years, 6 years. But Americans are also known for being very, very friendly, but not actually interested in being friends.
Really?
Well, we have that rep. I've heard Japanese say that to me. You know, yeah, Americans are friendly, but you're not really interested. You don't want to really be friends.
Don't they say that about Japanese people as well? Though, like everyone's very kind.
Oh, yeah.
but really, like that's just the tatemae.
Well, they'll take care of you.
Yeah.
I forgot about beer. Maybe you too. You're drinking water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you drinking water?
This is just a set decoration. I think I had some of it. Well, this doesn't taste
We
like
have one more.
That's true. That's true. There's no water. There's no water on this table for me.
Yeah.
What I do love about Japan is that, you know, Americans like to think that the British don't think this way, but Americans like to think we're the freest. Right? Freedom. But in Japan, you can drive down the street, you can drive, and the guy in the passenger seat can have a beer.
Really?
You can't have open containers in America.
Oh, even even if it's not yours? Like if it's just someone else in the car? The fact that an open container exists.
You can drink that beer while I drive.
But in the States, you'd be
It's against the law.
arrested or something for drink driving.
And my parents live in Florida. You can't have I'm dropping food everywhere. They have a beach house. Well, they used to. I don't know if they have it now, but anyway, you can't drink beer on the beach. What kind of freedom is that? In fact, why can't you walk? You can't walk down the street in New York City with an open beer, unless it's in a paper bag. And you're kind of hiding it. What about England?
You're allowed to drink. I'm not sure about that one in the cars, but you're allowed to drink on the street. There are certain city centres where there'll be specific ordinances for that area, like in front of I don't know, like just to reduce. They do want to reduce that kind of activity, but it's not all that common to see it. In Japan, it's extremely common to see someone standing outside a convenience store or something, just drinking a beer.
Even on the subway, I've seen salarymen with beers.
Yeah, on the train on the way home from work often.
Not recently,
but it's that's I think is pretty uncommon, but I don't think it's illegal. I mean, I could be wrong.
Alice, have you ever had a beer in public?
In public?
Like walking around?
No, I'm out.
Well, the day we met, you were. So.
Yeah.
So I guess
sorry.
that must have been the first and only time, and it slipped your mind.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was public. Yeah.
But I thought you guys met in thanks to my video.
Yeah, well, that's partially true. The first time we met was near to that TV tower. She was with her friend, and I was with my friend, and then we didn't.
But you didn't exchange.
We didn't exchange any. Yeah.
Those
contact
names.
information. Yeah, I guess we knew each other's names, maybe. Or
No.
maybe not. Okay.
No.
So
And then later she found you through the video.
she found me. She stalked me across the internet and found me.
It's
So
impressive.
yeah, good. Yeah.
Every time I try
They
stalking a
stalking?
girl, I can never find them on the internet. I think they erase themselves.
Yeah.
I didn't stalk you.
No, I know, of course. It's sarcasm what Victor was talking about earlier.
Is that sarcasm or just joking?
Wow, I don't know. I thought it was easier to get away with saying it was sarcasm at the time.
But you can't smoke anymore. Can't smoke here. There's nobody else in this restaurant.
What time are they closing?
I don't know.
Is it 24 hours?
Well, it says you got no smoking.
Oh, that's true. They've got a sign up there saying people who do a baito from 10 till 5 a.m., 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. they pay you more. And then from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. is a different price. That must be 24 hours.
You've never had a job in an all-Japanese environment, though, right?
Me? No, never. I work with a lot of Japanese people, but they all speak English.
But you passed EQ, that's great. Congrats.
It's a fluke of nature.
I should take it again.
Yeah, like
Refresh
you said you've passed every section before, right? You said?
It's slightly embarrassing, but I passed every section of EQ.
EQ?
But years and years ago, but I never passed each section on the same test. Like the first year I failed grammar.
分けれるんだ。
We have to get a minimum of 19 for every of the 3 sections and a total score of 100. But even if you get 60, 60, 18, you're going to fail, even though the total score is well over the minimum.
So I failed grammar the first year, the reading section. I don't remember one of those parts. The second year I passed it, but I fell asleep on listening.
Really?
But the first year I got like 84% or something. I was listening. So the second year I was just so boring, I just fell asleep. Which is embarrassing. But I mean, to fail for that
いつ
reason.
も寝たことあるのリスニング中。
People cheat during that. Did anyone cheat during your exam?
I don't know.
Those, yeah,
Possibly.
Asians are cheating and looking on each other's papers. And,
Well, we had
well, they needed
we
to
had
get into
social
university.
distancing,
Oh, right.
so I mean it must have been more difficult.
Right.
I
す
was
る人いんの
maybe, but I mean people. Any test people try and cheat.
There, yeah.
I don't know how to cheat. Oh, you know what? No, I do know how to cheat. I didn't, just for clarity. But the test is taken on the same day, and it's the same test worldwide. But because of the difference in time zones, there are some people taking it and finishing it before other countries have taken it. So depending on where you live and where you're taking it, you can view the test. Like people will put the test answers online, and then you can go ahead and take it 3 hours later and
Pass.
Really?
pass.
You could probably take pictures of it.
Yeah. Well, if you don't care about yourself, if you just take pictures and sell it,
Yeah.
then you I didn't do that. Otherwise, I would have got a better score.
I feel like Japanese suspect you just because you can think of ways to break the law.
Yeah. No, I think it's the same test worldwide. It wouldn't make. I don't think it would make sense for them to have.
どんなくらい頻度 How often?
It's twice a year.
No,
Twice?
it's-
Just twice?
Yeah,
It's
in
in June and
Yes.
December.
Yeah.
First week of December.
In June.
I think is it June or July?
I've only taken it twice. Both times was December, so I don't really know.
You took it in December. Come on, then.
頑張ります。
You finish?
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, you and I.
Where did you get that?
I told her. I was telling her about. You know, like.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
didn't
Like,
say it?
you know, like, no one says that.
Did you date like a guy who said he was Australian?
No, but I was telling her about like, you know, like there's some words like "oh my gosh" or "oh my goodness."
Oh,
it comes
yeah.
from trying to avoid taking the Lord's name in vain.
Right. Golly.
Yeah, golly. So
Dadgummit.
crikey
You don't know?
comes, I believe, crikey comes from Christ. People say
Right.
Christ.
Right.
And so I said to her, you know, about that, and she started saying Jesus crikey. Like it's.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. That's the worst part. Jesus crikey.
Jesus Christ.
Jumping Jehoshaphat.
Oh yeah,
Jumping
This-
Jeepers.
yeah,
Jeepers.
Jeepers is probably one.
Jeepers.
Jeepers
Golly. G's.
Mm.
There's a whole bunch of those.
Jeepa.
Dadgummit. I like that one. That's like a country boy. Dadgummit.
I like you like shut the front door.
Yes. Oh, fudge.
I told you about fudge.
Fudge.
You know, fudge is a good one.
Yeah, fudgicle.
It's not useful English for a test, but
When we were
it's useful
kids,
for.
yeah, we would say, "You're such an astronaut. I'm gonna kick you in the aspirin."
That's like people doing the finger like I'm just scratching my face. I'm just scratching. Yeah. There's some pretty advanced stuff that kids do now. Like, have you seen when they like wind it up and then they wind it back down?
Too fast.
They do that.
You gotta do slower.
You gotta do it slower. I'm sorry. It's really, yeah. It needs a little grease because I don't use this often, but this situation calls for it.
But my daughter, the 3-year-old, she always uses her middle finger, but she doesn't realize it's just some weird kusen
Oh my
or
god.
habit.
Wow.
She's like, "What's that?" She's always touching things with her finger, middle finger, not her other one. It's really weird.
Weird.
I mean, this is the pointer finger.
Yeah.
Please point.
She's always.
Hitosashibi.
No.
You're so innocent. Anyway. How about this one? This is in Japan. Is that dirty? No?
I don't think so. Dirty.
I don't know what that means.
Well, in America we say that I've got your nose. We say,
Oh.
I got your nose. So that's children. But I believe in Peru or some countries this is a dirty. I thought the British, no? Huh? Well, in some countries this is dirty.
It's very
I think
possible.
this is like the middle finger.
We do this.
Yeah.
For this. Just
When I was junior high school, this pose 流行った。裏ピースって言って。
裏ピース？
裏ピース。
裏？あ、裏ピース。
裏。
backwards.
こうやってやってたよ、よく。ダメなんだ。
Well, I mean,
What
only
does
if
it mean?
it means fuck you.
Really?
Yeah,
Fuck you?
yeah, pretty
Oh my
much.
gosh. Really?
No, Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, fudge you. Right?
Fuck you. Wow.
Yeah, Americans don't know about that either. Only British and Australians do
Yeah.
this as an insult.
Australians too.
Where does it really come from? I forgot.
It's supposed to be, I don't know if it's apocryphal story, it's supposed to be something to do with
No, that's
archers.
fake.
Yeah, I think so too. But it's easy.
I remember that's fake, but I believed it for a long time.
Yeah,
And someone,
it sounds
I read that
it
it's
sounds
fake.
nice, doesn't it?
It's a good story.
But it's like, why would they? Well, why would they? It doesn't make any sense. It's a nice
Really,
story.
kind of made sense to me, but I just heard it's fake.
It's probably, I don't know, it's not more related to the opposite of peace. I don't know. Like, peace to you,
Yeah.
the opposite to
that
you.
makes more sense, actually. You're right.
I don't know.
Here's something that I learned recently that I did not know. The word hangover, right? Well, maybe you know though, because you're British. Comes from England. So. Yes.
Toilet.
Toilet. I used to think it's because the feeling of being drunk hung over into the next day.
That's what I would have assumed, yeah.
But apparently, I don't know what part of England, maybe Wales or Scotland or whatever, or maybe
No,
London.
both of those are not part of England.
Well, yeah, Europe. I mean,
The UK?
The UK. Yeah. I have no idea. Though. I don't know what part. So England is just London And Liverpool and that part. Oh, 20 minutes. That puts up to 20 minutes. Say again?
Scotland is attached to the north of England, and Wales is attached to the west of England.
Okay. Right.
Ireland is...
Is it completely attached, or is it kind of, is it indented like that?
It's completely, you can drive.
Okay. I mean, but is it islanded, like a peninsula or something?
No. It's pretty consistently same thickness and so on, going all the way up there. Ireland is a separate island, which has the Republic of Ireland on it, and also Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland is part of the UK, but Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, is its own country.
Even though it's in the south?
Which one?
The Republic of Ireland.
Republic of Ireland is in the south, but that's its own country. It's a separate island.
Oh, okay. Okay, so my question, no, not my question, but anyway, what I recently learned about the word hangover is that one part of that area of the world where you come from, the UK, many years ago, people would drink all night and they'd have no money left for a hotel or a room. And they didn't want to sleep on the floor, I assume because it's dirty or there are rats or something. So you could actually pay like a tiny, what's a tiny amount of money? A pence? Is a pence a tiny amount?
Yeah, 1p. A pence. One penny.
Like a penny. And you could actually pay for the right to hang on a line. Right? Hang. So they would, and there's pictures, you can find them on Google, there's pictures of people. Some of them sitting, but hanging on a rope. There's a rope and they're just hanging over the rope, or hang over. And some people are standing, and they're actually, there's a rope there. They're like, there's a rope like this. They're like this. And they're like, really? Their whole body is stretched over the rope.
That's that much better than a dirty floor.
Well, imagine if there were rats.
Yeah. But the rats are still going to be around your feet.
Yeah, but they're not going to probably leave you alone. I don't know.
I don't love drinking that much.
You don't love
but you know what?
No, not that much. I'm going to pay to hang on a clothesline.
But it's cheaper and safer than water.
What do you mean?
Water is more difficult to get than whiskey in those days.
Okay.
Like a gallon of whiskey. I read this a while ago. A gallon of whiskey at one time was cheaper than a gallon of milk. Much cheaper. Like, why would you ever drink milk?
Where?
I think this is America. But I mean, I can assume. No.
The prohibition must have been tough.
So, and it's safer because whiskey you can't get really sick from drinking. It's
alcohol.
Yeah, it's everything's safe. But water might be dirty. Milk might be unsafe.
That's true.
And it stores easily.
Yeah.
It's not like milk you can't store it.
Right, you gotta drink milk right away. In the old days. So isn't that amazing? I mean, can you imagine you just order a gallon of milk and you would be drunk all the time? So getting hungover is pretty. It's amazing we got anything done.
I actually think I heard about that. Like, people think that was, well, I don't know how many people think it. At least one person, which is me, thinks that was one of the reasons that the Dark Ages happened.
Everyone was drunk?
Everyone was drunk and they were depressed. Right? Because alcohol is depressing.
Wait a minute, so the Dark Ages had something to do with depression? I thought it was just...
Well, everyone was drinking all the time, so there was a lack of creativity and a lack of revolution in thought.
What is Dark Age?
It was like a period of, 300 years where there wasn't a lot of advancement in science.
I just thought little got done, advancement in science.
But then...
And I thought there was also a lot of pestilence.
The end of the Dark Ages came at the same time as the introduction of coffee to the Western, to that part of the world, and then that's a stimulant. So people stopped having depressants; they started having stimulants, and they got their act together. Started making art and science and overthrowing kings and things like that. It's just a theory. It's not mine, and I don't support it.
What's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it. Do you respect your queen?
Of course.
Yeah. You're interested in all that? Well, I hear some people in England are really against that.
There's Republicans for sure. But,
I heard some of your lower house members have hereditary seats.
Oh, the House of Lords has about 70 hereditary seats out of 700.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It means that it passes
Identity?
from your father to son.
Usually we use it for like your eye colors, I got my eyes from my father or something, or your sense of humor.
But they're in the government. It's they don't have a lot of power. We also have bishops. We also have bishops in there, like the Church of England.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's hereditary as well?
It's not hereditary, but it's unrelated to. We're supposed to be. Well, we're not supposed to be a secular nation, but people want separation from church and state, so it doesn't make sense to put religious leaders in the government either.
Are there any monks in the Japanese? Any monks who are Japanese politicians?
Monks?
Really?
I don't think so. Maybe. But Abe-san to sa, do you know Abe Shinzo and Asotaro? They are related. 何？親戚？
Yeah, they're related.
Yeah. だから日本にもそういうのある。
Oh, we have that, like the Bushes and Kennedys, and a lot of those people are still in government.
And such.
Clinton.
Well, it's common, isn't it?
Well, the Trump thing was everybody in the government was Trump.
Yeah.
Well, it was Ivanka and Jared and
But they were all in there as advisors, really, weren't they? Not
yeah, but they were getting paid.
Yeah. But they weren't. They didn't. Well, they probably did wield power, but
They had quite a bit of power. Yeah.
really?
That's done with. That's done. Anyway. All right, good.
Yeah, just a lot of beer left.
How was your food?
そしたら食
まだあるよ。
べたよあれすごく。
卵は Is that raw? Is it raw?
No.
Hard boiled? You did tamago?
It's not.
Oh,
It's low.
it's raw. No, thanks.
You wanna?
You should have put it on your rice or something.
She got
もったいない。
two.
もったいない、もったいない。
Take it
持
home.
って帰る割れそうで怖いけど
What is that? Tell you what I do.
Any more water? No, I'll get some more water. Okay. All right. Thanks for joining us on our what is this place called again? SUKIYA meal. Goodbye, Alice.
Bye
Goodbye, Edward.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, me.